There are tens of millions of LLCs in America. At a certain point, as these companies grow, many LLC owners have to start considering adding their spouses to payroll. Now, there are a number of reasons why this might be the case. For example, a spouse might have a specific skill set that the business could utilize, but maybe a spouse just needs a job, or simply the two people work better together. In today's video, which is sponsored by Tailor Brands, I'm going to provide a full breakdown of how you can pay your wife through your LLC. So if you're someone who is currently employing your wife, or if you're thinking about doing so in the near future, look no further than this video. I got you covered. Without further ado, let's dive in. All right, guys, adding your wife to payroll. There are a number of different ways that you can pay your wife through your LLC if you want to bring them into your business. The first and foremost straightforward way is by adding your spouse to your LLC. But before I explain this option, I need to talk to you guys about Tailor Brands. If you haven't heard of Tailor Brands, it's a platform that provides a wide array of incredible beneficiary products and services to support small-based business owners and entrepreneurs. I really wish I had something like Tailor Brands early on in my business. Tailor Brands is the ultimate business builder. The Tailor Brands platform has everything that you're going to need to get your business up and running quickly, including LLC formation services, attorney-written business documents, contracts, service agreements, finance managers that can help you keep track of your finances, invoices, and taxes, as well as licenses, permits, and much more. You can even get help building your website, designing a logo, or setting up your business mailbox. And with Tailor Brands, it is so much easier to start a business because it has all of the guided tools and resources all in one user-friendly platform. So if you're someone who is thinking about setting up an LLC, you want to make sure you do this with Tailor Brands. The website for the company is tailorbrands.com. I'll include a link in the description below to get 35% off with my link. Okay, now back to this video. All right, guys, if you're going to go with this option of adding your wife to your LLC's payroll, then your wife will be an employee of your business and you'll treat her just like any other employee. This means that she'll be required to fill out the appropriate new hire form, such as a W-4, which is the employee's withholding allowance certificate. You'll also have to give your wife a job title and appropriate salary. Your wife will actually have to do the work that is required for the job title. This is where a lot of business owners go wrong. Some business owners put their spouses on payroll just so that they can deduct their salaries, but then their spouses don't actually do any work in the business, or they do not do any work at all. If the IRS suspects that your wife is not actually doing your work in your business, then it might come after your payroll deduction and disallow the payroll deduction, causing taxes, penalties, and interest fees. But once your wife is added onto your payroll, you'll need to make sure that you withhold all appropriate taxes for her. This includes Social Security and Medicare, unemployment taxes, and if you're paying your wife as a standard employee, then she does not get any exemptions from her federal withholdings. Additionally, if you provide health-related benefits like healthcare, 401k, retirement plans, you have to provide it to your wife. Now, in regards to actual payments that you make to your wife, you can make these payments with checks, direct deposits, bank account transfers, and much more. But what are the actual benefits to adding your wife to payroll? You see, now at this point, you might be wondering, Karlton, if I add my wife on as employee of my LLC, and if I make her just like any other employee, aren't there any actual tax benefits of doing this? Well, yes, there are actually a number of important benefits to adding your spouse to your payroll that you need to be aware of. Number one is additional retirement savings. If you offer your spouse a tax-advantaged retirement plan, such as a 401k, then you can generate additional retirement savings for you and your family. And this is because instead of only having your own retirement plan, your wife can have one too. Also, if you happen to offer 401k matching, then you can increase the retirement savings even more by making matching contributions to her account. Number two is Social Security benefits. If your wife is on payroll and if you are paying payroll taxes for her, she'll be eligible for Social Security benefits later on. Social Security is a federal program that helps people fund their living expenses during retirement. It can also provide benefits in the event of the death of a spouse or disability. So by hiring your spouse as an employee and putting her on payroll, you'll be helping her get eligible to receive Social Security benefits later on in retirement. Number three is deducting business travel. If you're traveling with your wife and if she does not work in your business, then you might not be able to deduct certain travel expenses. However, if you're traveling with your spouse for a business purpose and if you're discussing business during the trip, then you can be eligible for significantly more travel-related deductions. For business owners who have to travel a lot for work, being able to get additional travel deductions due to their spouse working in the business can be extremely beneficial. And this benefit is particularly appealing to many business owners who enjoy traveling with their spouses 365 days throughout the year. Are there any other ways to pay your wife in your LLC? Now that we've talked about some of the primary benefits of adding your wife to payroll and hiring her as an employee underneath your LLC, let's talk about some of the other potential ways that you can pay your wife through your LLC. One is as an independent contractor. If you don't want to hire your wife full-time and pay her as an employee, then it's possible to hire her as an independent contractor. If you go this route, then you will not have to pay payroll taxes for her. So you won't have to take money out of every single paycheck for Social Security and Medicare and unemployment taxes. However, if you're not paying her as an employee, you will still be subject to self-employment taxes on the business income she receives. Now, there are a number of reasons why some people prefer to hire their spouses as independent contractors. For example, business owners may be able to hire their spouses for temporary or seasonal work so they can take these deductions for their spouse throughout the year. A man who owns a small chocolate company may need extra help in the month of February due to a large influx demand for Valentine's Day. So just keep in mind that if you are going to hire your wife as an independent contractor, she must actually be a contractor. This means that she will have to meet the IRS requirements to qualify as an independent contractor. Now, according to the IRS, the general rule is that an individual is an independent contractor if the payer has the right to control or direct only the result of the work and not what will be done and how it will be done. Also, keep in mind that independent contractors are self-employed. So if your wife works as an independent contractor, she will pay self-employment tax of 15.3%. Keep in mind, if you're going to pay your wife as an independent contractor and if you pay her more than $600, you will also be required to file Form 1099 NEC, which stands for non-employee compensation. I also highly recommend that if you hire your wife as an independent contractor, that you do not pay her in cash. This is because you're going to want to have a paper trail just in case you're audited. So consider just paying her with checks. Now, let's talk about making your wife a member. For some people, neither hiring their wives as employees nor paying them as contractors is the right option. This is because instead of simply hiring their wives, some people want their wives to help them run the business and have a major leadership role. For people who plan to have their wives in a major leadership role, can often add their wives underneath the LLC as members. If your wife is a member of your LLC, then she will have certain financial rights, a share of the business profits, voting rights, which will mean she will be able to vote on major company decisions such as forming partnerships with other businesses, applying for credit cards, and much more. Additionally, as a member, your wife may also have the right to member inspections, which means that she will be able to inspect company records. Now, many business people choose to add their wives as members once the business grows large enough where the responsibilities of the running of the business have become too large for the original member or members to handle themselves. So if your business is currently in the situation where it's growing fast and you feel like you need to have extra hands to make decisions, this could be when you add your spouse. If you do end up making your wife a member of your LLC, then you'll have to pay her with the distributions, which are also referred to as owner's draws. This is completely fine because in the moment you take an owner's draw, it's not taxed until later when you file the return. Owner's draws can be taken through checks written from the business to your wife or with direct deposit transfers, but it ends up going to your spouse from the LLC to their individual bank account. The bottom line for paying your wife through your LLC is that there are three main ways to do it: adding her directly to payroll, as an employee, or adding her on as an independent contractor. There is no right or wrong answer to which of these options is the best, and the right option for you will depend heavily on your specific business situation and your wife's skill set and availability. If you have any additional questions about adding your wife or another member to your LLC, click on the link below to book a consultation with my team. And don't forget to check out Tailor Brands with the link below to get 35% off setting up your LLCs. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And with this video, share it with one other person that will be forming a new business this year and is considering adding their family members on. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers.